welcome to a brand new episode of On the Couch with Abby. I'm your host, Abby Demi Taiwo. So on today's show, I have not one, not two, not three, but four panel of guests here with me on the couch today. So first of all, I have Toyo Medugondron. He is a entrepreneur. Well, he calls himself a entrepreneur. He likes to have fun, right? And secondly, I have Brody Forbes. He's a healthcare recruitment consultant who loves surfing and traveling. And on my left here, I've got Nerina Plunkett. She's a journalistic blogger, and she blog actually is called Killer Fashion and Cookie FM. And last but not least, I've got Joy Oshafi. She's a singer-songwriter. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So good to have you here.
Great to be here.
Good. Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna read a fact. So relationships are important, as we all know, not only to our survival, but also to our sense of fulfillment. While it's hard for many of us, regardless of age, to build relationships of value, research suggests that millennials may be struggling more than most. So what do you guys think? Do you think, where is it going wrong for millennials when it comes to relationship nowadays?
I can start. I don't think it's going wrong. I think millennials were one of the best. We're the best possible. Like we're born in the best era, the best era there has ever been, and we're really exposed to see everything that is real and that's not real. And relationships is just like everything else. It's not what is forced down from you, from people you see before. Your eyes now you can see that this guy looked like he's having a great relationship, but we know what he really gets up to because we have the power of social media to everything. So it's like we see everything. We see through the BS. So it's like we just take things how we are. We live in the moment. We don't care about the life that that previous generations have lived before us was get out of college, get married, have your kids, get on with life. But we're living in a completely different world. It's like go to college if you want, find something that makes you happy, and then live with it. Because at the end of the day, the reason they did that was just to make money. Right? Making money is not just a thing that you can do from working, do a thing from finding your passion, and that's the thing that. We don't need to go through this route. That's why we think that's different for us. But it's just because we see things a bit differently and we're exposed to everything. So that's my opinion on that for sure.
Great stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like today's millennials have such a choice with dating, all the apps there are. But in a way, sometimes it's not necessarily a good thing. I'm quite traditionalist. I actually like the college. I like the job. If I was to get married, that'd be great, and have a kid and get on with life. I quite like that about it, but I find it's quite hard for some people to get into that point where they see their future being created for them, but at the same time it is quite nice to just be able to, I suppose, drift in and out of the original path that our parents probably would take.
Yeah. So you like to go the conventional way?
I like the conventional way, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I still have hope for millennials. I think there is a lot of options, and I think people are more and more challenging the social norms of committed relationships, Netflix and chill, all of that, because things are more open now, and people are okay with this happening. Guys becoming the way they are kind of happens as a result of girls being okay with it, and because they keep doing what they do, and this dating thing keeps on going because people allow it to happen that way. So they're actually taking themselves in this direction. I think at the end of the day, everybody wants to be loved. So people go through this whole phase of just doing their own thing. You have freedom now, so you want to explore that freedom. But there's only so much of aloneness that you can have. There's only so much fun you can have on your own before you actually, you're walking down the street, you see that couple, and you thinking, I want that, but I'm still trying to do me, and focus on money, focus on work, and just that be it. I don't know, how do they say it in the rap music, blah blah blah, fuck bitches, kind of thing. But I think everyone, at some point, it takes you getting to a mental point where you realize that your fun doesn't stop just because of the fact that you're with someone.
Absolutely.
And people think that when you're in a relationship, automatically you're settled and you're done. That's basically the end of your life. But when you find someone or you meet someone that you guys have those similar values, I think, and it comes with growth as well, then you start to realize that you were not limiting yourself. You've only just started and you're going to explore with this person, and you guys you have so much to learn about each other. You know, if you want to date a different person every night, you know, she could go wear different wigs. You guys can explore, different personalities, role plays. If it comes to like the sexual part of things, but on a personal level, I think people it takes time to get to that point. I think everyone needs to go through that phase of, I don't know if it's a rebellious phase, or just that phase of freedom, where they feel the illusion of freedom anyway.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you still have that feeling when you're going to bed at night. You're still looking for somebody to text.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you said most people want to do their own thing. You want to do your thing. Which actually brings me to this. Research actually points to a culture of individualism as a major factor in preventing millennials from being in a committed relationship. So would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I guess that really plays a factor too. Like if you guys are talking about like the social media, I guess there's a lot of joy comes from having 100 likes and a lot of comments and that sort of way. So would you feel like people are getting their satisfaction in other ways, their sort of admiration from the social media, so they don't really feel like they need to seek it off someone else?
Definitely.
I don't feel that way personally, but I've seen it happen, and I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. Does anyone have any more points about that? Because you actually did talk a lot about that.
I think people are sort of going with the trend. So right now it's all about experiencing life. It's all about traveling. It's a promotion in the world about being selfish for yourself, because it's the only time you're going to get to do it. Because they feel, because it's the mentality that when you settle down, you have children, you do not get this choice anymore. So now is the time to be selfish and take care of and only think about yourself.
Yeah.
So like that's there, but it's just like.
But then again, I appreciate what you're saying. But then again, when I mean the likes of Instagram, Facebook, and things, we see pictures, images on social media, like a Nigerian couple actually just got were recently engaged. And I'm telling you, on that particular day, the internet was buzzing because these two people got together. Everyone's hooing and awing, oh, they're so cute. I mean, we all want that. So what exactly is going on? Because, people want that, you want to be in a relationship, you want to feel loved, but at the same time, you want to do your own thing. Meanwhile, you also getting this, what's the word? From getting likes and comments on social media, you feel like your value or your self-worth is coming from that.
Yeah, it's like you're being affirmated, is that a word? Yeah. Via social media, because as Brody said, it's all about the likes and the comments and like, oh my god, my photo is so good, and I'm getting like 100, that's what word, hundreds and hundreds of likes instead, and you're like, this is great, but at the same time, your likes aren't going to cuddle you when you're in bed. And I think as well, like sometimes we forget about like looking to like our grandparents or our parents, because we're in this new era of life where it's very technological, very technological, and I don't know, I just always kind of feel like, I'd love to like have that relationship that my grandparents had, where, they're walking down the street together hand in hand, and just like they're so cute, or you see it around town, you've got like that little old couple and they're still so in love.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel some people kind of go, oh, it's fine, like I don't need to settle down yet, and they don't have to settle down yet, of course not, but I don't know, sometimes I feel people forget about that kind of a picture as well. That they live so much in the moment of now that they're forgetting about their future and what they create for them.
Having your cake and eating it too right now. Like when it comes to like the social media likes, like if say you put up a photo and you get a million likes, but then the person that you want that like from most importantly doesn't like your picture, or doesn't go, oh my god, you look girl, you should know, what do you think it's going to like? It's okay. Those million likes that you got does not mean anything, because in the end it's still that person, because this is just a bunch of strangers, it's that person's opinion that matters. People post these things not for particular people. Sometimes it's like, you want someone to see how you're doing, you want the world to see that you're living life or you're doing well. But it's still there's a sense of insecurity with all of it. I don't think you can have social media without that feeling of insecurity and validation, or else we would not be on all these. Even just like right now, I like Snapchat before this. I'm like, here's a selfie. Here's what I'm doing.
Well, making sure that
it's like,
social person sees
what are you doing right now at this time?
All right. Okay.
2 hours later, he hasn't checked it.
He will by the end of the day.
So, what do you guys think of online dating? Do you date online dating apps
Like
much?
Tinder or like actual Match.com?
Match.com,
Those are two
Bumble.
different.
There's quite
I mean,
a lot of
I've
them
never
now.
heard of a young person using one of the websites.
I have.
Have you?
It was weird. It was one of my friends, and she went. Well, this was like a while ago. When I asked her why, I mean, you're young, you're so like the most social person I know, and her response was that she really just didn't have the time to meet people in that conventional way.
Yeah.
So, and this way, it makes it easier, more straightforward, because you see exactly what you need to see about them, the things you go through, you know, the whole talking process,
Yes.
and you to get to all those things, those little things you need to know about someone, and you put the most important things, so you know just to cross out who's not for you, and these people are here for the same reason. So like the official matchmaking sites where people are there looking for love, not just like the Tinders, which is for hookups. So they're there because similar people, they think people will. She found that people with similar minds like her who are in the same situation, who are so busy with their careers, with work, and don't have that extra spare time to put the effort into dating that you do when you're in college or something like that. So as you grow up, people.
I wonder if it actually works, because here I have that it is 50 million people using Tinder today since it launched in 2012, and 8 million connections so far. So I wonder if that's actually proper connections or just here and there.
I think it is. I think with Tinder, like Joy said, it eliminates the so you're halfway there now. Instead of like going to meet someone, find out you don't actually like them, but with the online, you're like you're halfway there. Okay, so I've eliminated the crap I don't like. So let me see this from you. So like you've now eliminated half of it. And I was at a loving conference last week. There was 2 couples there who were engaged simply from Tinder, and that's not even a joke. I'm like, so I think the unconventional way of doing things, might not always work, because there's always people out there that's gonna ruin it for everybody, right? There's people with fake profiles and whatnot. It doesn't matter what way you look at it. But like this stuff works, and it makes, if you're so busy, it makes your life easier too.
So you basically think Tinder works?
I think Tinder works. I've seen
Have you
it.
used it?
What?
Have you ever used it?
I've never used Tinder before. It's like, no, I actually haven't used Tinder before. I remember downloading it in Spain, and it was just so difficult because it wasn't as straightforward as I thought it would be. But then after that, I didn't bother using it anymore because it just wasn't my thing. Really. I think I'm a people person anyway, and I think hiding behind online is not really for me. Although I can see some benefits to doing it, but it's not really for me because you can see I can put something online, but then I'm completely different than the fish in person. So
Tinder has made young people lazy, I feel. Like
Thank
I think I enjoy I would enjoy flirting, or just the when you go out, just that natural cute meet kind of thing that happens in movies and things.
It's like stories.
It's a lot of people that I know that become like couples from Tinder. When you ask them, how did you guys meet? They're like, I'm like, was it Tinder?
I think they're ashamed of it just because it's
it has a negative.
It has a
stigma
negative. But like
attached to it,
again, like I say about everything, like in 5 minutes, nobody will give a damn about how you met as long as you're both happy. This is what it boils down to. And people say technology makes you lazy. No, technology just makes you eliminate time. Now again, there's all these people who ruin it for everyone.
I can explain why I said that.
So would you guys say there's a stigma attached to it?
Of course there is, just because of the approach that happens when you're on, because I've seen the way people text. So it literally sometimes just starts, are you down for this? Not hi, not hello. Some guys have a stand-in introduction they do, or a bunch of stand-ins, and they just send out to multiple girls and just wait for the things to fly in. So it's like there's just so unlimited options, because you get like carpal tunnel from just swiping for the whole day.
But
You sound like you've been.
No, I haven't used it, but I know a lot of my friends use it, and I have a friend who uses it every single time she travels, because I'm in a relationship. People just travel somewhere and they already set up their Tinder before they get there, so they're sorted.
Again, I still think that there's people who run it for everyone, but
you think of what girls go through.
But think about it really. Tinder is just another this stuff that would go even if you go to a nightclub. You just we have friends. We've been friends for ages. We have friends who literally just go. We've both been in a relationship for a long time, but we have friends who literally just go to nightclubs to scout and see what the story is.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between on Tinder. It's just that you have it behind a computer, and people just have this bad thing about technology. And I think like I'm technology crazy. Like everything that's technology and how to make my life better and easier. I'm always up for it. Like Facebook's.
So you're a typical millennial.
Yeah, like
I'm sure in a night out, so a guy goes out and he's trying to hook up with someone. So maybe he would approach like, let's say 10 girls the maximum in one space of time in like an hour. If you're on Tinder, you have the option to go as far
10
as
30 seconds.
Exactly.
But again, technology is not doing anything different. It's just saving you time.
But would a guy approach a girl in person the way he finds so easily behind that protection of a phone? I don't think so.
No.
And that's where the weirdness comes at. Why are you asking if I'm into a threesome? Did I put that in my profile?
But you'd be surprised what can be done when they're out like for real. Like
I convinced one of my friends to join Tinder recently, and she did, and she lasted about 3 days because she is black, so all she kept getting was basically, oh, you're so exotic, jungle fever kind of thing response. People just message her directly just because they want to try something with flavor.
Yeah. They
And
want to try. I think that's a terrible way of saying it.
Like, basically like, oh, like, I've never been with a black girl before, but you're so attracted to you.
I got exactly the same thing. So I'm gonna confess, in February I actually joined Tinder for like 3 days. I think I told you this, Lorena. And one of my colleagues was saying, yeah, just join. So I thought, I've never tried this before. I'm actually just going to see, just for the fun of it, and see what it's like. And I think I joined on a Friday. And by Sunday, I was totally exhausted because my phone was constantly buzzing. I mean, at first it was a Friday evening after work, and I was like, okay, swipe right. I was like, oh, he's cute. Oh, and then there's a match thing, and then it buzzes, and I was like, oh, this is nice. Oh, he thinks I'm cute too, so that's great. And then by Sunday was just, and then I was getting all these messages, similar to what your friend got, and I thought, no, this is.
It was more a fetish than anyone trying to meet for any reason that is genuine, like you would in person.
But again, you still meet these fetish, hungry people out in person. It's just that the difference is with technology, they can do it 10 times as fast, 100 times as fast, even 1,000 times as fast. But they'll still do it in person, like.
But the laziness comes from.
Oh, for sure.
From the fact that guys they go out like on three Tinder dates in one day, it makes things it speeds up the process. And you're on Tinder to have sex most likely. So there's a lot of there's an exception in the rule. And the people who have ended up in relationships, that's seriously exception.
Exception stories.
But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, exactly. And
because some people might go there with the intention of, I just want to hook up with someone and then find and go on a date and I really like this person. This isn't a hookup anymore, and it turns into that. That's the exception.
Sure, but it's an exception because we make it. We act like it's the exception because of the perception that we have from Tinder.
I feel like it just gives people permission to just let the creepy inside them out. Like it's like when I go to a nightclub, you see normal guys walking down the street on a normal day. They don't go around grabbing your ass or touching your hands. I was out last night, and for some reason because it's dark and because there's drink involved, you feel it's okay to just grope me. Would you do this in a normal day in the street in the daytime? So it's like Tinder gives people like this permission to do something that they wouldn't normally do.
But at the end of the day, it takes two to tango. The other person has got I'm always like, you have to be responsible for your own action. You can't say, this whole Netflix and chill, or there's lots of memes that goes on like, oh, Netflix and chill, or you got me pregnant from Netflix and chill. Did he drag you there? Did you not have to accept? Did you not know what you were doing? Like I'm really like
If a girl is down for Tinder to just smash, then good for her. And the guys are, then that's fine. If someone is there for a different reason and all she's getting is, then she shouldn't be on Tinder. And most girls know that, so then they go off immediately.
Exactly. So
in a way, I have to agree with Toyo because, as you said, Netflix and chill. Did the guy drag the girl over?
For real,
it's a consent thing. So both parties are agreeing to this. There's no way a guy would message you on Tinder. Then you must have agreed to actually go over to his place before you guys get Netflix and chill.
So even with the Netflix and chill situation, so a guy invites you over to come and watch Netflix.
Okay, even in our parents' time and our grandparents' time, when they invite you over to watch something, like
it's not
come on,
you know where that's going to end.
Come on.
Yeah, it goes without saying.
No, for real, like, I never, like, if I wasn't interested in, like, pursuing someone with a girl, I'd never invite her to come. Because, like, for starters, I don't have the time for that shit. Secondly, if she, like,
She don't have the time for that shit.
I used to be, we know those girls, like, I love having, like, deep conversations. So if someone wants to invite me to hang out, I'm like, yo, you want an intimate setting where we could explore each other's minds? That kind of thing.
Yeah, but
if
they're invited for a movie, it's not what it's going to be. Even if you go cinema as a young 16-year-old, that's not what it was.
But I still feel I have control over the situation, even if I show up there and someone wants to chill. I still feel like I can control that situation.
Again, but that's the decision you've made to go to a risk that you're willing to take.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of way. Like, if you don't accept it, then, you know, you're really declared. But, like, if it goes deeper, like, when people investigate these kind of, it's when they get, like, really serious. It's like, listen, when you went to this house in your own free will, what the hell do you like seriously, you know? It's like you have to take some responsibility for it too. Technology just breaks down a lot of barriers and makes it ridiculously easier, because at the end of the day, for some people it's a numbers game. If you hit up 1,000 people, you most likely, if you hit up 100 people, you most likely get 2 responses, and you can do 100 in literally 2 minutes. So, like, you know, it is what it is.
I think you have to have the mind for Tinder to be able to do it. You know, you're like the CEO, the way he is.
I think it's a choice, and you know what you're setting yourself up for.
Exactly.
If you go on Tinder.
The reason why there's this issue is because of those exceptions that tell people, oh, I met my boyfriend at Tinder, you know, so there's that opportunity. It's not just a easy thing. So then you give it a try with that opinion, not with the other opinion.
Yeah, but I think these exceptions should be like, you never ever hear on the news that you know, these people got married because they met on Tinder. What you hear on the news is how this guy tried to rape this person because he stalked her on Tinder. Like, for real, like, you know, it's
That's a real story.
Yeah, like, you know, I think you really have to, like, push positivity, like, show the benefits of it. It's like, it's not like Facebook, like, these businesses that make millions of euros every year because they're active on Facebook.
Yeah.
While there's some people who literally set fake profiles to stuff, but nobody ever complains about these things. So it's like, you need to push positivity.
Definitely. I've encouraged Tinder to a lot of people. Like, it's for self-confidence. If you were just going to have a breakup and you need just compliments for the next two weeks, Tinder's great for that.
Yeah.
Really?
No, seriously.
Validation from strangers that...
Sometimes it's that little thing you need to help to just be like, you know what, I am attractive, and you know what.
Especially if you've had someone putting you down.
Right, so what do you guys think about, I mean, we're going to leave online dating or online apps at the moment. What about in person? People, do you think people are willing nowadays to actually go out there to find love, to find a girlfriend, a boyfriend? You know, because from my point of view, I think people are actually getting so lazy. People are not really interested in getting to know each other, you know. And I think, as I said, from my point of view again, I don't know, I'm not saying this is a fact. In Ireland, or shall I say in Dublin, to be more specific, people, like, guys don't walk up to girls. People don't really communicate. People are not networking or trying to get to know each other. You know, I mean the opposite sex now.
For sure, you're right. I think you know, Tinder has online situations. Technology has made people a little bit lazier, but it's down to what you want. Like, if I want, my girlfriend I've been with for like 3 years now. We've been very good friends for like nearly 10 years now at this stage, and like the day like we decided to like actually take it seriously, it wasn't like through texting. Like, it was like, listen, like, that's for friends, but like, we both knew exactly what we wanted and what we're doing. So I think it's up to you what you want. So you need to like figure out what you want, find a way to go get it, and then like, if it means talking to them in person.
So are you saying as a guy or as a girl?
I don't think it really matters. I think, you know.
So I think girls should be open to saying, oh, I like you, Toria, for example.
Girls want equality. They gotta do it, man.
What do you guys think about that? Because I'm
girls making the first move. Guys don't appreciate that.
I think girls who make the first move are way more ballsy than guys sometimes. Like, I have done it. I have asked a guy out before, and
did it work out?
And it did for that time.
And you were probably like, you were calling the shots the whole time because he was such a little girl. Like,
no, I think that's unfair to say that, because guys can be shy, and there's nothing wrong with being shy. Well, you know, like, I think the tradition again, like, it is that the guy asks the girl out, the guy pays for dinner, you know, then the guy pays for food, for drinks, on like date number 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and you're like, that is just messed up. Like, we've come from a world where we were told the guy has to do all the hard work. No, the girl should do as much of the hard work as
I've had
possible.
conversations where guys say they do not want the girls to come to them because it's just so aggressive, and like that's not attractive to them. It just comes up as desperate, no matter how hot or whatever the girl is, because they like the chase. They like the chase,
and that's fair. But I just think I think guys should just accept it. Get on with it.
Again, we are going through. We're in a seriously different world than we were before, and basically it's a moving train. You have to get on or get left behind.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like for real, like I am very like. I'm very like.
You want something? Go get it.
Go get it. If it's not gonna happen, at least you know it's not gonna happen. Or this is not my train. You know, there's another one coming.
Yeah.
So you think as a female, so I like a guy, I should be actually able to work.
You don't need to chase him, but you need to let him know that listen, this is what's up.
Completely different.
This is what's up.
You guys are not friends now. You guys don't know each other.
My thing with dating, one thing with dating is that I think when a guy wants something, he's gonna do whatever it takes to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I meet you and I say, okay, there's something there, let me make myself clear so there's no miscommunication. I am attracted to you, I'm into you. Now the rest of it is up to you. I've done my part. And that's not looking desperate, that's not me asking you, that's just me making it clear. So now let's see what happens.
Giving you the green light.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you don't take
if you don't take the hint, then you keep moving.
Like, for real. So straight up, I agree with that.
Well, your question earlier was that people interested in finding love and going out. I think mostly girls, because girls are always looking for love. Guys, I think they think it's like more manly to like, play the field or whatever and have girls chasing you.
Have the numbers.
Have the numbers, the STDs.
But even at the time they get tired of that and they actually want just that one girl, right? Right?
Yeah, eventually they either come to realization or then they realize that playing the field is not all that it's cracked up to be, that kind of way. But I still think that people I always find a way to find excuses for the reason these things aren't happening and not really go searching. Like I wasn't searching, but I found it in the meantime. Like a few of my mentors that I really look up to, even when it comes to like business, personal life, like relationship with everybody. It's like go about your business, and if something is gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You're gonna find it. But if you stop there waiting, that's when all the bad stuff happens. That's when you start getting like you don't feel like you're getting desperate, but that's when like you start to do desperate things without realizing it. And change doesn't come like straight away. It's a build up of little things that you've done that brings you up to that. You're like sometimes maybe after a while when you like in Netflix and chill, you're like, how the hell did I get here? Well, you didn't continue what you were doing, you stopped and went on Tinder, and this is the consequence. Like straight up, like I'm very like straight up. That's exactly what happened. Like so, it is what it is.
Yeah. So moving on, there's a phase. I think when people are about to get into a relationship, there's a phase of we are talking, and then there's the part where you guys have maybe start having sex. There's no commitment, and then straight into you're in a serious relationship. What do you guys think of that? Because that happens quite often.
That happens a lot, but I think both people need to be very clear. I think in this case, a lot of people tend to blame the guy, which is not a bad assumption because like I think the girl no for real because like guys you want to get away with as much as possible without committing as little as possible. It's just the thing. It's just the way it's always been. So if you just when a girl assumes, for the most part, when the other party assumes for the whole time that this is all...
I like that you changed that.
Yeah, like when you assume that this is how it's going, you need to stop and check. It's like, there's a two-way street. You get there, just keep going, one way. You're like, why don't you check the other way to see? You need to check the other person to make sure you're both going on the same page.
Some people just do not make things that straightforward.
Then you ask.
I've seen people who have been talking for 3 years.
Jeez.
And still the girl doesn't know. I once was in this party and these guys were all talking about, yes, I hang out with her all the time. Yes, I take her out on dates. Yes, I've met her parents. Yes, I text you every night. And yes, we're sleeping together. But who told you we're in a relationship? Does that mean we're in a relationship? Why did you start casting feelings?
But again,
I'm doing all of this.
Actually get it.
And why did you start casting feelings? I'm like, are you serious?
But the girl needed to check at one stage. And I'm not saying it's maybe he might have done some things like because again, I've messed up. I've seen some messed up situations where you're like, how did you let it get so far? But like again, if you
give guys too many chances.
yeah, exactly, and that's what it boils down to. It is down to them giving, because like I said, I'm a guy too. Yeah, I'm a guy too, and I know that we want to get away with as much as possible by committing as little as possible. But like when you get put on check, you're like, oh yeah, so this is not how it's meant to be. So let's really like look at this. So again, it's down to people not making the right decision or not asking the right questions when they should, and you can't blame it on the guy because he's just getting away with as much as he can.
Yeah, we can't really blame it on the guys most of the time.
No, I don't blame it on the
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I guess it's just about being very upfront, you know, and then it's almost what you were saying about the dressing being a traditionalist, you know, people kind of would hold that card back, you know, play it cool for as long as possible. As you say, get away with it for as long as possible. But I think it comes down to a stage where you just kind of got to be upfront and brave and just say, well, yeah, actually, I am really into you, and now the thought of being with you for foreseeable future is not frightening, it doesn't scare me, but you know, and then like being very upfront or either being like, hey, like we're just young, we don't know where we're going to be next year or the year after. Let's just be upfront and say, you know, we're a casual relationship. I think it's
it's about that clarity.
People don't really want to.
I think people just need to be more clear and
I
more
think
straightforward
sometimes
about
they feel
life.
like they don't want to hurt the girl's feelings, so they just lie and keep it as vague as possible for as long as they can.
Which is so much worse.
Keep her sweet or
Always
something.
works that way.
But then you girls know that we are actually in charge. You meet a guy.
We know. I don't think they know.
Well, we know that the wise ones of us know.
You know, you get with a guy, you actually have the power to dictate where you guys are going. Do you guys believe that?
For sure.
Definitely.
As a woman, because you know,
have the power to do it.
Yeah,
you have
you
the
do
power
it.
to do it.
Exactly. I would agree with that.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like you check them because But I believe that, you know, girls have the power as long as they check. If they don't check, then every time they don't check, they're giving away a little bit of power, and then eventually like we've seen like on the news and stuff, you know, abusive relationships, and it's like, how did you let it get to that stage? Well, he's been doing it slowly but surely, and you've been giving him leverage over time, and now he has all this leverage over you, and it's just the way it is, and it's not something that is really like out there because it's a personal thing. But I think the way the world is going, everything is going to be like out in the open, like, you know, which is good too. But you know, we've heard about some crazy things that happen, like, you know, man have like 20 wives beating all them up every day, and then they're afraid to leave him. Like, you know, it's just now it's more in the open and people are talking about it more, and I think it's only going to get better.
When I was single, personally, what I would do, I would give things like a specific period of time. So say I start on the guy and always starts like being funny or whatever. You know how guys will chase you for like ages, and then the minute you give them some kind of interest, it's like, you know. So whenever I like sense something, I'm gonna give, okay, you know what? By the end of this week, if this guy is telling me basically he doesn't want me by his actions, then he doesn't want me. I will have that serious conversation with myself. If a guy wanted to be with you, Joy, then he would do whatever he can to be with you, because no guy wants something they want to just be out there free for someone else to take it. So if he's not trying to do what he can to be with me, then he doesn't want me. And it's like a harsh thing, but you have to just say to yourself, he doesn't want me, that's it. Just keep it moving. And I'll be like, after that 1 week, and actually do it. Not go back and be like, what's happening? I thought things were going well. No, if he wanted something to happen, then he would make it happen.
Yeah, but that's exactly it though.
Not everyone has the courage.
And that's the problem.
To do it.
I think that's the issue that needs to be looked at.
It's recognizing that it's not anything to do with you. That's what the big thing is.
It's like the phrase, like can you walk the walk or can you talk the talk?
Exactly.
Or can you do both?
I think that's becoming more common though, like a stronger woman.
I think so too.
And I think like definitely in my life, like I'm not a woman and sort of look up to a lot of women and strong women within my life, you know, and like kind of all the girls that I'm friends with are strong women. They know where they're going, they know the direction they're headed. So I think that would improve, you know.
Yeah, the big thing about that is some girls, they see, like say you just randomly meet a guy and you see how that guy treats his girl in a relationship, or you hear about that story and you look at who you are, you're like, I deserve a love like that. You know, so you settle for nothing less than that because you know what you're worth. And that's the big thing. If you know you deserve, because I know what I can bring to the table in the sense that I know in a relationship how I would be, what I would do for you, how I would treat you, how I would support you, all this. So I only want this equivalent. So if anything less than that, I really don't have to stress myself for it.
Good.
Yeah, and there's a myth saying that, oh, you want too much, you know, you never get that. You just give them the middle finger and tell them to.
Exactly.
Searching for what
7
is
billion people in this world.
Exactly, for real. And you know, there's a thing that, you know, everything is stupid until it's something. That's my new phrase. I was like, well, I want this person, this person, this person. Well, people get them, so like, why can't you too? And people will tell you that you can't get them. Oh, you're nearly 35 now. You ain't got a kid. All this, like. Like seriously, like, like
and
seriously.
I love the fact that you said that. You know what? Recently, when I was getting my hair done, and I walked in, and my stylist and some other girl were talking about this girl. She's looking about like 23, 24. So she was telling the lady who was, you know, styling my hair. She said, you know, how her boyfriend was cheating on her constantly, and she puts up with it.
Oh,
They told me. She said, you know, and this is a Nigerian woman. She said, because I said, you know, why are you putting up with a man who's cheating on you constantly? And she said, but don't you think all men cheat? And I said, I beg to differ, but not all men cheat.
No, not all men cheat. We would like to think that not all men cheat.
I believe that not all men cheat.
And like,
I would not,
scary that
you know, because for them they said, you know, you have to have this mindset that all men cheat. And she said, well, I'm not going to settle for less.
It's the absolute, can I caution this? Yeah, it's the absolute bullshit that they've been told their whole life. Like seriously, like all men cheat, so it's okay if man cheats on me. Like it doesn't cheat on me as much as this guy's cheat. And you're like, seriously? Like seriously, like that's some absolute
Very people put up with this, I think, especially Nigerian women, because like first of all, you come from a background where women stay with men out of endurance rather than love, because of the fact that the man brings more to the table financially than anything else. So you know you're there for this reason. You know you have children and all that. So when you're growing up watching parents who, you know, don't love each other, or the mother is there staying for the father because of the money, and then you've seen cheating happening, but your mother will say, I've seen mothers say to parents, you know, this is just how men are. They're not going to change. So you just do what you can on decide, or do your own thing and just turn a blind eye to it. As long as you're getting what you're getting, you're fine, and that's it. Because in the end, they're more bothered about the monetary than anything else, and they've like conditioned themselves for it as that it's a culture. There's nothing. It's not a harmful thing. He's not doing it because he doesn't want it. He's doing it because he can't control himself. That's what they look at. He's a man. He's just, you know.
He still loves you as long as it's, you know, fulfilling his responsibility.
And then you bring this to another culture where it's completely different. And that's where you see all this explosions happening, like all over the world. And so I think
what I will say about that is, although I disagree with what she said that all men cheat, what I will say is that one's a cheater, always a cheater. And I was in a relationship where my boyfriend at the time did cheat on me. We stayed together. I don't know why. In my head, I thought, exactly. No, that is actually why. I was young and stupid, and I just thought, it's fine. He won't do it again. And he did. So he did, and now they're married.
What? Oh my god! Was it like proper cheating, or some people feel like kissing is not cheating?
The first time it was just like, he was kissing other girls and all this kind of stuff, and it was like, but it was preempted. Which is worse.
That's worse.
The second time, it was. I'm not sure if it's preempted or not. But there was definitely more than just the kissing.
But they're married now, right?
Now they're married. But that's the thing. Like now they're both married to each other, and they have
karma.
Karma will come around and they will slap them in the face, and I will laugh.
Exactly.
But definitely, it doesn't just apply to men. I think if a woman has cheated, it's most likely that she will possibly cheat in the future.
I genuinely believe that women are bigger cheaters. They just do it.
Why do all men say most guys say that?
Women are more bigger emotional cheaters than actual
exactly.
cheaters.
Start from the.
It's not, and the reason because like whenever you start feeling neglected in a relationship, a woman just wants to feel that somebody loved me. Oh, this guy is always trying to be there for me, so let me be there for me. It starts from the emotional attachment.
No, for real. I think that, you know, we always see I've been all over the world a little bit, right? And we've always seen like I never had to do some odd jobs in my life, and we've always seen that, you know, strip clubs is like, you know, there's a lot of women in strip clubs and men come in. But never do we ever hear there's a lot of this strip club for women where men actually dance for them, and this thing is huge. Like for real, like it's huge that, you know, you see women like tons of money, fancy cars, you know, the clubs, they pay millions to get in. They're so rich that they don't even have like change. They have like $100 bills. Like these are the men out there working. Only God knows what the men are doing. But these women are out there cheating on their husbands like for the 6 months period that he's away, and then they'll go into a happy marriage, and you're like,
That's so unhealthy.
Exactly. So like, but
Like
these
God
things,
bless those children.
exactly. But nobody ever says anything about this. And I think
That's
that
true.
I like the way that the world is getting to a place where like it's equality, which is really good. But it's also like it shouldn't be equal when it suits you. Like it should be.
It should always be
But
equal.
we're getting
Not a topic for another day.
yeah, we're getting
Feminism and all that.
We're getting there.
That's another day.
We're getting there for real, but yeah.
I think you guys are pretty spot on. Honestly, I really do. Like, I don't want to touch on the equality and feminism too much, but no, I don't think that it's not fair to paint men all with the same brush.
For real.
And I think, you know, you guys are talking about being young and stupid, but when you find something, you know, I think there comes a stage where you just sort of realize to yourself, hold on a second, you know, I've got something good going for me here.
Yeah,
like,
it's 5 years in,
like
you just assume that.
Yeah, and for sure, I think that the minute you start thinking about cheating, you don't want to be where you're at.
yeah, exactly.
Like, and that's just the bottom line. Like, and if you don't want to be where you're at, then come clean, tell them, listen, I don't want to be where I'm at. There's no need to, you know, you can't choose one or the other.
No.
Like, you really need to just need to go.
But people put like levels to what's acceptable in a relationship. Like my belief, when you start in a relationship, you make that thing clear. I will always say this to anyone that I'm with: if you ever feel the need to cheat on me, break up with me, please, because I don't ever want to be made a fool of.
Yeah.
And just break up with me because that's.
I have the same mindset.
That's it. If you are thinking of looking, or if you looked at another girl and you felt something, tell me. That way I know.
Even though that would never happen.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. Some people find that the reason why relationships sometimes get stronger is like when things get to that point where there is a little bit of temptation and you communicate this, then you solve the reason behind it.
Yeah, transparency.
Yeah.
Communication
Rather than hiding it. It does.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It's like if you're not happy in the relationship, tell them. Like that was the thing for me. I didn't know he was unhappy because he never told me.
Yeah.
So I would assume that everything was
rosy.
Yeah, everything was rosy.
I never saw the red flags.
I never saw any of these flags. So when it happened, I was kind of like, exactly. It's like when you get hit by a bus, basically. And I thought,
it's the hard conversations you have to have. Literally, like, you know, I talked to this guy yesterday. I was feeling a little lonely because I wasn't, like you just weren't there, and I shouldn't have done it, but I did, and when I did it, I felt bad about it. That's why I'm telling you right now, because I don't want that to be our situation. So before things get to a stage where we can't go back, I want us to fix this.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Because I mean, if you stray and I don't know, your girl's being good to you, like not good to you, and I'm not saying that as a like a misogynistic thing, like cooking and cleaning. I just mean like treats you with respect and supports you and like you know really gives you a lot of love. Well, I think if that's your situation and you want to go elsewhere, it's just like, come on, man. You know, I've no time. I've no time for that. It's like people. The most famous example is you know, they talk about like Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, and like people say, oh yeah, all men cheat. And I go, no, we don't. Like it's not the case. It's not the case. They go, Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce.
Like,
answer that one, and you go,
but did he? That is the question.
Who are
We
they
don't
to say?
know
Who are
that.
they to say Jay-Z and Beyonce are the standard? And as much as we love the Obamas, who are they to say they're the standard?
Yeah.
Because we don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Like, exactly. Like the people that people paint a picture for us to see. So you're like, get out of here. Like,
I think the ones that we should always look to in relationships are our own parents and our grandparents, or our aunties and uncles, or our brothers and sisters, because we know them in reality. We may not know every detail about their relationships, but the likes of Jay-Z and Beyonce or the Obamas, we only see what we are shown. We are shown.
Absolutely.
We are only seeing what the media wants us to know.
exactly.
And that's why, like, I don't like knowing about like relationships. Like when
what's up?
celebrity couple or whatever, because it's not my business. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be those people's business. It should only be those people and those who are physically around them all the time.
I think even with personal family, you don't know what people are going through. Sometimes you may
Post
see,
those.
because I see people post on Instagram all the time, always together, always happy, but then you see them out and you're always fighting. When they're not in it.
But that's exactly it. Like social media, don't take that one for like that's not there.
And sometimes even with the
reality.
parents thing and family, sometimes you see what you see around you is you do everything possible not to have that life. So it's either you want something, you aspire to be something like that, or you go the other direction.
Yeah, that's true too.
So, with this kind of conversations, we could go on and on discussing this, but we've run out of time at the moment. So thank you guys so much for coming. Toya, Brody, Nirina, and Joy, thank you guys so much for coming.
Happy to be here.
If you would like to join us in the discussion, you could always leave a comment below. As I said, thank you guys so much for coming. It has been an absolute pleasure talking to you all. And of course, it's me again, Abidemi Taiwo. Thank you for joining me. Till I see you again. Bye.
Someone